Hi, in today's video, I'm going to be talking more about the Factor meals and kind of where we're at now. So, let's catch up. First, it's been about a month since I did my very first Factor meal review where I talked about why I was using Factor to restart keto, and it has been 2.5 weeks since I posted my full Factor meal review, pros, cons, and all of that. If you haven't seen either of those videos, I will link them in the cards for you. Let's get going. First, before we get started, I am not sponsored by Factor 75. All opinions expressed are my own. Furthermore, this is not intended as medical advice. Please seek a medical professional if you are looking for that kind of information. All right, here we go. Deep breath. I canceled my Factor subscription. Hear me out. Today's video was supposed to be a week of eating Factor meals for both lunch and dinner, as requested by a subscriber. I had even started filming this video. However, I started experiencing symptoms of falling out of ketosis, like cravings and headaches and stalled weight loss. Up until this point, twice daily, I have been monitoring both my glucose and my ketones using the Keto Mojo blood monitor. I began to notice that my sugar levels were creeping up, my ketone levels were creeping down. This came to a point where I was no longer in a state of ketosis. I will be doing a keto progress video soon, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon so you know as soon as it's released. So here I am, out of ketosis, and wondering what went wrong. I immediately began to track my food intake using the Carb Manager app. I very quickly noticed that every Factor keto meal was labeled to avoid. What? So I began looking at every nutrition label on the actual Factor meal, and I realized that every one of the meals range in net carbs between 9 and 14 carbs per meal. Now, for me, again, my opinions, my body, I have found that for successful weight loss and to feel my best, I need to be staying under about 15 net carbs per day. I was getting that in a meal, so I found the potential culprit. I noticed that when I was eating 3 meals a day using Factor as my lunch, I was hitting a net carb range of 25 to 30 per day. No wonder I fell out of ketosis and stalled my weight loss. Now, if this is your first time trying the ketogenic lifestyle, I think Factor is a great option, but keep in mind, the list of ingredients is long. The meals are decent in size, but for the amount of carbs compared to the protein and fat, it often leaves me hungry. Another one of my concerns is that the nutrition label on the back is for the entire meal. Several times I have chosen not to eat the side option, trying to save carbs and macros, but I could never accurately guess how many carbs I was actually taking off or being able to accurately document my macros for the day using that cost. I used a code to save $130 off the first 4 boxes, so it spreads across the boxes. In my first box, one meal, the tray was broken, and I reached out to Factor for a solution. They told me they didn't have any more of that particular meal, which I totally understand, especially with kind of their timing and things like that. But the only option they could offer me is a free meal to replace that one on my first non-discounted box. That means I would have to go 5 weeks in. I ended up canceling my subscription prior to a non-discounted box, which means lost money. Also, the most cost-effective plan is 18 meals per week, which comes out to $11 per meal prior to any discounts. That's all great, but if my husband eats 5 meals for lunch every week, I eat about 3 on average. That leaves us 10 meals to consume within that 7-day time frame prior to our next shipment and the expiration date that's on these meals. So for us, that would mean that we only had 2 days of the week where I could cook dinner. The final verdict. Overall, Factor is great. It tastes amazing. They were really, really helpful with our transition back to keto. And they may even work for your individual needs. However, I think there are some things that Factor can work on. So have you tried Factor 75 meals? Is there something I'm missing? Do you have any questions? Let me know down in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope to see you on Friday for our next one. Bye!